Hey there, Jack. Welcome back to hockey season.
Yep.
I'm interested, since we haven't talked to you in quite a while, just your reaction to the change at general manager, and what's the process like building a relationship with Kevin? He's not a stranger to you guys. He's been around, but what's your reaction to him taking over, and what's it been like working with him and talking to him these few months?
Yeah, I mean, I think, as I'm sure many people were surprised with the change. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's not a decision that I make or anything like that. So the last few months, yeah, just trying to build a relationship with Kevin, and honestly, it's been great. He's super easy to connect with. For me, I've had a lot of really, really good conversations with him. We've been able to sit down a few times and just get to know each other more than anything. And yeah, he's been tremendous so far. I've been lucky to have a lot of really, really productive conversations with him on sort of what he's looking for, and what type of relationship he's trying to build with the guys in the room. And yeah, so it's been really good. Obviously, a transition. It's never easy to have a new GM and need to kind of start from square one again. But I think Kevin's done a great job, and obviously with the circumstances, it's been a little bit tougher. Going through all these COVID restrictions and trying to jump through a lot of hoops. But yeah, I think it's been really good. He's been super open to dialogue, and I know that I've connected very quickly with him in a good way. So I think he's done a great job.
Good afternoon, Jack. John Warren. Hope all is well. You were very impassioned and spoke from the heart back in May, I think it was, when you said you were fed up with losing. Have those feelings, I'm not sure if those feelings have lessened at all, and how much do you use that as personal motivation going into this weird new season?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm for sure still fed up with losing. I don't think that ever, that never changes. I think any competitors, wants to win, but yeah, I mean, I think I've tried to harness that as much as I can, and use that in a productive manner to try and get better, prepare for the season, and obviously try and change that.
Hey, Jack, Matt Bove. Hope you had a good holiday. It's obvious.
Thank you.
It's been so long. It's been like 9 months, since you were playing a competitive hockey game. And I'm sure, during that, there's been a lot of emotions and a lot of reflecting. And I was wondering, kind of during that stretch, have you learned anything about yourself as a player, or I guess as a person for that matter?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I know I did a lot of reflecting this year, and yeah, I mean, it's been tough. Whenever you're off this long, it obviously gives you a lot more time to think about things, and where you're at, where your team's at. I'm heading into my 6th season, so it seems like it's went by so quickly. But I've definitely had a chance to reflect on a lot of things this summer, and through the fall, and what our goals as a team should be. So yeah, I mean, I think that I've had a lot of time in terms of learning things about myself. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I've learned some personal things, and I don't know if I'll share too many with you guys, but I think it's been a good off season to reflect on a lot of things, and I think it's been tough at times. I'm so used to playing hockey every fall, and so it's definitely been pretty weird. It's not the norm for what I'm used to. So just trying to stay busy, and try and get myself into the best place mentally to start the season.
Hey, Jack, Heather Prusek here from the CBS station here in Buffalo. Good to see you. Hope all is well. What was your reaction to signing Taylor Hall and possibly playing on that top line with him? And then also, I just want to get your thoughts on how all the divisions kind of shook out there with the new format.
Yeah, obviously signing Halsey, and a few other signings that we had, Eakin, and some other some other notable NHL players that are going to help our team. And I traded for Eric Staal. So I think we've made a lot of really good moves in the offseason. I'm excited for our group. In terms of, signing Halsey, it was obviously an exciting moment for our franchise, for the city. He's in the top caliber of players in our league and the MVP for a reason. So I think he's going to bring a lot to our group, and someone who's played in our league for a while, and he could bring a lot of experience off the ice as well as on the ice. So I was probably as excited as everyone else was, and I think it's going to be a huge help for us. That question with the division layout, it's definitely an interesting one. As you guys know, the division we got's a pretty tough one, and it's going to be a heck of a schedule. And I think it's a great challenge for our group. I think if you look at the way we played last year, we had a lot of really tight games with some of these teams, and I find whenever we're playing top competition, it can bring out the best in us as a group. So I think we can look at this as a great opportunity and a great challenge for us, and I'm excited for it.
Jack, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Paul. How are you?
Good. Paul Hamilton, WGRZ. When you talk about improvements for the team, the special teams were near the bottom of the league last year. And obviously you guys would like to score more goals, and you've made some moves this year that you've already talked about that probably can help you guys score more goals. And you figure a guy like Skinner probably will score more than he did last year too. I know it sounds simple, but if you guys you were at the bottom of the league in penalty kill, you guys were near the bottom in power play. If those improve to top 10 or top 15, can the difference in goals that you've kept out of the net and put in the net, can that be the difference right there in making the playoffs and not?
Yeah, I mean, I think special teams is so important in this league, and you see it in the playoffs. You saw it in the bubble finals. You see it throughout the season. I mean, the teams with the best special teams usually have a lot of success. So I think that I think it's huge for a team to put a lot of emphasis on your special teams. Obviously, your penalty kill, can win you games, as well as your power play. I think that there's so many crucial opportunities throughout a game. I mean, you get a power play in the beginning of the game. It's I find those to be so important. It can be a huge boost to your team. It can be a huge boost to your power play unit, your best players. I think it's a huge opportunity, and the same with the penalty kill. I think you can build momentum off the two of them. So I think special teams is going to be really important for us this season. Obviously, last year we weren't nearly good on either side of those. So I think as a group this year, it'll be very important for us to put a good emphasis on that, and make sure we're using those productively.
Hi, Jack. Lance Lysowski from the Buffalo News. I hope the family's doing well. Happy holidays. Good to see you this afternoon.
Yeah, happy holidays. Yeah, hopefully you're doing well as well.
Thanks, Jack. Hey, just wondering, short training camp. You guys don't have a whole lot of time to prepare for the season, develop chemistry with line mates. You have all the COVID protocols. Can you just describe to me what you expect this experience to be like in the next 2 weeks between now and opening night?
Yeah, I mean, I think first, I think it's important to not have too many expectations on what you think things are going to be like, because I find that, a situation like this and in the world we're living in, there's obviously gonna be a lot of curveballs thrown at us throughout the season. And so for me, I think you have expectations on, getting your body in shape to play and trying to develop, chemistry with your team and try and prepare as much as you can for the season. But obviously we're not playing any preseason games. The camp's a lot shorter, as you said. I imagine that the beginning of the season won't be as crisp as it usually probably is, and it might take some time for teams to get up to top form. But if you look around the league, everyone's sort of in the same situation. So it's definitely gonna be different. I'm just trying to help our team prepare as much as we can, and just try and be as good as we can on opening night. And obviously this is going to be a very condensed schedule with a lot of hockey and in a short amount of time. So just trying to be as consistent as possible is going to be really important for us this season.
Hi, Jack. It's Bill Hoppy. I hope you're well. With 9 or 10 months to reflect on last season, what changed last season under Ralph that gives you the belief that things are on the right track, I guess, when you think back?
Well, first of all, whenever you have a guy like Ralph, leading your team, I think it's huge for the whole group. I mean, he's an incredible person and an incredible coach. So I think he brings a lot, and he brings a special dynamic to the group in terms of being able to, bring us in when need be and, pump us up. I think he has a special way of connecting with the group and connecting with guys individually. And, I just think his leadership, his communication style and the way that, he relates to us is so important. And I think, he did such a great job of it last year in terms of getting the culture to a certain standard and having us play to a certain standard and trying to develop an identity as a team. So I think, in a second year, we're obviously looking to make a lot of jumps with that, and we'll be a lot more used to his system and what he's trying to, produce in terms of an on-ice product. And so I think that I think it should bode well for us.
Yeah, hi, Jack, Alex Brasky with the Batavia Daily News. With all this that's going on, having to do the Zoom meetings, how much more difficult has that made it for you as a captain, assembling all these new players and getting them on the same page leading in to training camp? How much more difficult has it made it for you as captain?
Yeah, it's been different. Obviously, we're not able to do the normal things that I think you're able to do to try and build camaraderie, whether it's on or off the ice. It's there's a lot of protocols in place by the NHL and by our team to try and, keep everyone healthy and safe. And, that's completely understood. And it's going to be important for us to, make sure we're as careful as possible and stay as healthy as possible throughout the season. So it's been different. It's been tough. There's still guys on our team that I haven't personally met yet, which is tough. But it's the way that things are right now. It's the way that things are running at the rink. So I just look forward to trying to find some normalcy through the season and through training camp. And it's gonna be interesting. It's not the normal. It's not the normal season. Obviously, we're not gonna have fans in the crowd, and there's gonna be a lot of different changes through the day-to-day activity that we have. But you look at the Bills and you look at the NFL, the Major League Baseball. I mean, I think the NBA is doing it now, but I think the professional sports leagues have done a pretty good job of getting through their seasons and for the most part staying pretty healthy and being able to handle things. I know it's tough, obviously, doing a lot of COVID tests and it can be stressful at times, but that's kind of why I brought up the expectation thing earlier. I think it'll be tough, to have an expectation or to try and predict what's going to happen this year, because I think we're bound for a lot of changes. So, it's going to be important for us to try and, just stay as mentally ready as we can and not try and control too many things. Just, go with the flow and try and produce the best on ice product we can.
Good afternoon, Jack. Andrew Kulik, representing Art Voice. Happy holidays to you. I'm going to piggyback a little bit on Lance's question to you. Undoubtedly, you've been watching the games in the 5 major sports, many of which are being played without fans. Have you placed yourself mentally in that situation, what the whole experience is going to be like? And do you feel it's going to be a positive or a negative in terms of just collecting energy from the players to put on a good show?
Yeah, it's going to be different. I feel like I'm going back to probably the junior days when I was playing for the Junior Bruins back in Boston. There's not too many fans at those games. It's usually just a couple parents and a handful of scouts. So yeah, I mean, I think I think talking to some of the guys that played in the bubble without the fans and talking to some other athletes who are doing it without fans, it's definitely a different experience. You can use the fans for a lot of energy, and it's obviously enjoyable having fans at the games. I mean, you work your whole life to get to NHL to play in front of sold out arenas. So it's going to be different, but like I said, I'm not trying to. I don't know what to expect. I don't know how it's going to be. Just want to try and prepare myself for whatever. And I don't really have too hard a time finding motivation or getting up for games. So I think as a group, it's going to be different for all of us, but I think we're ready for it.
Hey, Jack, it's Laurel again. Just you touched on, well, you mentioned the Bills, but I mean, you can't help but not see how successful the Bills are this season, and have been, for making the playoffs for the three of the past 4 years. Do you kind of like look in awe or maybe in some jealousy to see how much attention they're attracting and wonder when it might happen to the Sabres?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're super happy that they're doing so well and having success. It's great to see them, winning the division and doing as well as they are. And it's awesome to see, the type of attention that Josh is getting for his performance this year. It's been a lot of fun to watch them, and it's been pretty cool to see the city kind of get behind them and be excited about their group and what they're doing and the potential they have. So, I think it's definitely motivation for us. We want to be successful. We want to produce a winning team and be in the playoffs and be a competitive group in our league. So, yeah, I mean, I think that there's definitely some motivation there, and I think we should use that as a way for us to try and be as good as we can and to achieve our goals of making the playoffs and trying to win a Stanley Cup.
Jack, Mike Harrington again. We know obviously how you feel about losing, and in the last 2 years, you've seen a good friend go and win the cup. Riley and Zach Bogosian. As frustrating as that might be to you on one hand, how much does that serve as a motivator too, just to kind of show you that anything really is possible?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously super happy for both those guys, and two of my closer buddies that I've played with in the last few years. So it was great to see Bogle have success this year. I know he's been through a lot in his career, so I was super happy that he got that opportunity with Tampa, and to see him do well was awesome. So and the same for Factor the year before in St. Louis. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely motivation. You want to win. I'm a competitor. The ultimate goal in this thing is to win a Stanley Cup and bring a Stanley Cup to Buffalo. So that's my goal going into every season. That should be our group's goal. So when you see your friends do well, yeah, of course you're happy for them and you want to achieve those things. You see how enjoyable it is, and you see what type of experience winning and how great that is, and that's the ultimate goal of all of us as hockey players. So when you achieve that, it's it's a heck of a thing. So as a hockey player, I mean, I grew up wanting to win the Stanley Cup, and that goal hasn't changed. That's the ultimate it's the ultimate thing. So every season, you should be striving to do that, and anything less is a failure.
Hey Jack, Jordan LaBarber here. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I know you watch a lot of hockey. Wondering if you spent any time studying Taylor's game, maybe his tendencies at all.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've watched Halsey a little bit over the last few years, and especially a few years ago when he won the MVP, I think everyone was kind of following him through his point streak and how good of a season he was having. So, yeah, I mean, I think Halsey is an interesting player. He's somebody who obviously has super high end talent, but I think one thing that goes unnoticed is his work ethic, and he's able to track down a lot of pucks. He's hard in the forecheck. He's he can be physical at times. I think he creates a lot by himself by just how fast he is, how strong he is on the puck, and I think it's going to be really important for our team to get a guy like that. I think it'll be good in all assets of the game. I think when you look at our power play, I think he can add a really good dimension to that. I think he can add a dimension to our 5-on-5 game, and just like I said earlier, just to have an older guy who's obviously been in the league for a while, I think it'll be important in our locker room as well.
Hey Jack, John Vogel here. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, John.
One thing Kevyn Adams has repeatedly stressed is his belief that it's a matchup league. As a competitor yourself, what does it mean knowing you'll get a chance to match up nightly with the Crosbys, Ovechkins, Giroux's, you name it?
Yeah. I mean, I think over the last few years, I've taken on that responsibility of trying to match up with other teams' top lines and outduel them in that game. So, no different for this year. It's a big responsibility, but it's something that I enjoy a lot, and it's a great opportunity to go up against the league's best. So obviously, like you said, we have a pretty tough division with a lot of tough matchups, but I'm excited for the challenge.
Hey, Jack, it's Lance again. You mentioned the importance of veterans on and off the ice. I know that was one component you really wanted to see this team add in the offseason, but how important is it also for the younger guys, whether it's, Dolly, Tage Thompson, even Dylan Cousins, to maybe take that next step in their development to really fill out your lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. You need contributions, throughout the whole lineup. So, like I said, obviously, I think it's important to have the older guys, and the older guys are going to help the younger guys, make that next step. So I think it's important for for a team to have both. And like you said, it's going to be it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a lot of hockey, and you're going to need contributions from everyone. And we're going to need 4 lines, and and all our defensemen and both goalies to be really good this year. And the teams that have success, you see them having success throughout the entire lineup. So it's gonna be no different for us.
Jack, it's Paul again. One guy specifically, veteran that we're talking about, Staal. How much pressure can he help take off of you, both on the ice and off the ice? Just a guy with his reputation, he's won a cup, and everything he brings. Can he help take some pressure off you too?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think he's going to take a ton off of me, and then off the rest of the group. And Staal, he's a horse. He's played in our league for so long. He's had so much success, and obviously win the Stanley Cup, and he continues to produce offensive numbers every year. And so I think he's going to add a huge dynamic to our group. Like I said, both on and off the ice. He's somebody that I can continue to learn from, and somebody I can watch every day and see how he goes about his business. And somebody I respect and I watched growing up. So it's really cool to have a guy like that in our locker room.
All right. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate the time today.
All right. Thanks, guys. All right. Have a good day. If I don't speak to you, everyone have a nice new year.